Hello, my name is Aaron Liebtag. I am the rabbi of a congregation KJBS in Chicago, as well a member of the executive committee, my second time on the committee, and I have the chance and the zchus also to be a teacher in the Hillel Torah North Suburban Day School, a 7th and 8th grade rebbe and advisor in school as well. So it's a pleasure to share a little bit of Torah. I want to share a beautiful idea of Rav Hirsch. When we look at the parsha, right after the birth of Yitzchak and then the kicking out of Yishmael, Avimelech greets Avram and he makes this deal with him. And after the deal that Avram makes, the pasuk tells us two interesting things that Avram does. Vayita Eshel Be'ersheva, he plants his tree. Vayikra Shem B'Shem Hashem Kel Olam. And while usually Avram, it's building the Mizbeach, Vayikra B'Shem Hashem, like the beginning of Lech Lecha, after this deal with Avimelech, he does things that are a little bit out of place. Planting a tree, calling it Kel Olam. Why is he doing these kind of things? Rav Hirsch has a beautiful suggestion. Rav Hirsch suggests that Avimelech has something that Avram doesn't yet have. If you think about it for a second, Avram Avinu, while we know him as Avram Avinu, he's still to Avimelech and to most of the world an older man with a son. Avimelech is the king. He has everything. He's in complete control. And yet Avimelech goes out to meet Avram and make a deal with Avram that Avram won't, will be nice and will deal nicely with his people for a few generations. Avimelech sees Avram not only for what he was right now, but for what he's going to be. Avimelech, says Rav Hirsch, has this capacity to dream, to have a vision, to see the reality that does not yet exist. That was Avimelech, because why else? How do you else explain a king, the head of the nation, going out to meet this old man Avram? And after this meeting, after the experience with Avimelech and this understanding Avimelech's capacity to dream, Avram's identity shifts. He starts to see ahead, to dream bigger, to have a vision. And that's why, says Rav Hirsch, he does these two things. Number one, he plants a tree and not a mizbeach, because Rav Hirsch says a tree is invested in the perception of the future. Rav Hirsch writes that his future would sprout like a tree. The beginnings might be small, but eventually it will be great. Now Avram realizes what will be in the future, that I'm not just in the here and the now, but I'm dreaming. All these promises of the Aretz and the family, it's going to be down the road. It's going to be massive. And that's why he calls it Kel Olam. Because says Rav Hirsch, Kel Olam represents God of the future. Avram Avinu, as an aside, just an amazing idea that Avram learns from Avimelech. But Avram learns how to have a vision. And if you look, this is how the shift in the psukim. In the first story, before Avimelech, when he has Yishmael, he only sees the here and the now. He can't see that Yishmael is influencing, and he can't look ahead to his negative behavior down the road and his negative influence and the damage he's going to do. He saw him as he was. And it's only when Hashem says, listen to Sarah, kick him out, he kicks him out. He only saw the here and the now. After this shift and this understanding and the capacity to dream, he now, Vayaras hamakom merachok. Now he's able to see down the road. If you listen online to Rebbitzin, to Atara Twersky's speech at the eulogy, the Hesped, on the 20th yahrzeit of Rabbi Soloveitchik, she says that her father, the Rav, was somebody who appreciated a situation merachok. And that's Avraham. He was able to see what she called emunah in potential, beyond the reality. And this is an amazing idea of how Avram learns Avimelech, of what it means, especially in our lives when we're so busy and worried about just getting through the day and making sure I make all my appointments and my meetings and my carpals, as opposed to thinking about what's my vision. If you read, whether it's Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People or his son's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, which is a great book for teenagers, planning ahead, what's down the road, how am I envisioning myself, what am I trying to accomplish and to reach? And that's something that we learn from Avraham. We learn about his ability to dream to the future, to see the reality that wasn't there yet. It's a great resource to listen to her speech about the Rav, about being somebody who have emunah and potential and to see ahead, to see down the road. And that's why, if it was not Vayera and it was Rosh Hashanah time, this is perhaps the reason we choose this story as well to talk about on the laning. This ability to have a vision, to think not just about tshuva, but about ultimate goals that I have for myself, for my community, for my family. Have a wonderful Shabbos.